we're back with the Atrium after a Saints review that was pretty much nothing but negative. I am not reeling from that loss. The loss was so bad that it's one that you just put behind you. There's no point in thinking about it. I know the team isn't thinking about it anymore, but I just want to take a little time to talk about where this Green Bay Packer team is at. Brett Favre came back into the Packers news, and I have no qualms about talking about him. He's a great player. He's out there. He used to be one of ours. He's not on our team. He's not part of our team. That doesn't mean we're not going to talk about him here on the Atrium. I'm not going to be a Favre gamer. I hope he does well. But remember, when the better Favre does, the deeper the Jets go, the better a draft pick we get. And for our team, which is now, we are not in a rebuilding process, but we are a team for the future now. This is an interesting thing for me to say. There is no way, shape, or form that anyone can say the Green Bay Packers are a rebuilding team. We are a rebuilt team. We have been rebuilding since Ted Thompson got here, kicking out the old guys, getting rid of a lot of veterans, and bringing in new blood and new depth. So we are not a rebuilding team. But at this point, this is a Green Bay Packers team that needs to look deep inside and see how they're going to get that player or two that is going to propel them deep into the playoffs and get them back to where they were last year. And that is going to take a lot. It's going to take very good draft picks, which I still, as always, expect from Ted Thompson. I think he's very good at that. But Ted Thompson's self-stated philosophy since the beginning has been build through the draft and have competition in training camp, and that's what's going to get you to the Super Bowl. Ted is going to build through the draft, and here and there he makes a few free agent picks, but he has chosen this year to have, at one position on our team, absolutely no competition. That position was quarterback. And he brought in Aaron Rodgers, guaranteed him 100% a starting job with the Green Bay Packers. So he is therefore responsible for what happens at the quarterback position on our team. And the quarterback position then, with the big signing, the big contract that Aaron Rodgers got, it's set. There's nothing that can be said. There's no point in ranting about it. There's no point in being negative. But the fact of the matter is, Ted Thompson will be judged on Aaron Rodgers' play from here on out. That is the way it is. It is the right way for it to be. And with that in mind, we have a great wide receiver core. We have a fairly good running back. But our offensive line is in need of a major overhaul. And that includes the young guys that Ted Thompson has brought in. Some of them have to go. They are not doing the job. In this offseason, Ted Thompson needs to rethink his philosophy for the draft and begin to look at what our team needs. If we go out and the best player on the board is another wide receiver this year, we are going to be less of a team than we would if we took a very good player who may not be the absolute best on the board, but will solidify our offensive line, set Ryan Grant free, and by doing so, make Aaron Rodgers better because of our wide receivers. If we don't do this, our team, regardless of how young we are, we keep talking about the youth on this team. At some point, we need veteran leadership, and we need big-time players out of our young players. Will Blackmon at times has been a big-time player. A.J. Hawk has not. A.J. Hawk looked great against the Bears. He does well against the run, but with as much pass coverage as he had to do, he got jobbed right along with the rest of our whole team for the entire game. 4 quarters of a whooping, as I mentioned before, because I don't want to use any stronger language. I want to keep this a family show. We need an offensive line that can handle playing against good defensive lines. The Saints are not that good of a defensive line, and we got handled by them. We need consistency. We need consistently good play at the highest level. And we are not going to get that by bringing in another Justin Harrell. I know he's a DT. He's a defensive guy. But another Justin Harrell type where we bring in a guy that is hurt, that isn't playing, but we think we got such a value on him that we just couldn't pass him up because he could have been a top 10. We need to find the guy possibly and very possibly in free agency. We passed up Alan Faneca. We passed up Wall, I think it was, again this year. Alan Faneca is with the Jets, playing very well next to DeBrickashaw Ferguson, who's a young player, and that is a major portion of the Jets' success at this point. And the Jets just got done kicking the living crap out of the Tennessee Titans, and we can't beat the New Orleans Saints. This is where we're at. This team is not rebuilt.